Okay, today we're working on the Terex scraper, the TS-14. Hopefully this is easy. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a pain in the butt, but that's how she goes. My big issue right now is I've cleaned up a little bit. If you look up there, the bolt broke for that pin. And it's supposed to be all the way on that side. Well, I put a pry bar on it, tried wiggling it, tried, using the controls of the machine to get that sweet spot where there's no pressure, couldn't get it, nothing. So I think the plan today is this cylinder over here obviously needs to get moved to get that pin to go back into that cylinder. So I think we're gonna knock the bottom pin out of that one. And these are gravity only, or power up, gravity down cylinders, so there's only one hydraulic line here on the bottom. We'll take that off, and then I hope that we can do some finagling and just push this cylinder back up higher than that pin, smack that pin in, and away we go. If not, if not, I take that cylinder out, which it's right there. Let's see, no, it's right there, excuse me. We have to take that one out and that pin out, flip that up out of the way, hook the crane, pull the whole cylinder out. It's doable, but it's a pain in the butt. And I don't know the best way to go about doing it, but I'd like to do the least amount as possible, obviously, because that's a lot of work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock that pin out and pull these 4 bolts of this line out, drain the oil, and just see if we can't push that cylinder up, like without maybe with a porta power or something. So let's see what happens. Alright, I took the bolt out. It's 3/4 on this one. And pop that line loose. Hopefully it just drains down into the bucket I've got down here, but we shall see. You can't get an impact in there. Oh, nice. Right in the bucket. That's perfect. I'm gonna let that cylinder drain the oil out, and I'm gonna take a hammer and a punch and see if I can't smack that pin out the bottom. So I was thinking maybe I can get a porta power right in here and just push up the cylinder. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So let's get this cleaned up and I'll bring it back. So a little update on what I've been doing here. It's not going as well as I would like. You probably can't see it up in there, but I've got the one cylinder taken out, the bottom here, the hose out. Use the porta power to push it up out of the way, but I can't get it high enough without picking up the actual gate here. So, because there's another cylinder holding it up, and it's going pretty slow. So it probably would work if I wanted to. That being said, it's taking too long, and I've got a crane, so I'm going to use it. So my plan is fall down and die here today, but here's the top of the cylinder that I unhooked. Down in there, this is the cylinder. The pin is loose on the bottom, and so I'm going to take this grease line off. There's a bolt on the other side here, right here. Take that out, I'm gonna knock that pin out. This bar will lay down, and then this whole arm, I'll hook it with the crane. I may have to take that clamp for them grease lines off, but maybe. Maybe. Anyways, pick this up with a crane, swing it up. I'll probably have to hook this cylinder, would be my guess. Otherwise it's just gonna, it'll extend out, and then I should be able to lift it up out of the way enough to get reach, because you probably can't see it very well down there, but that pin down there, if I get this cylinder out of the way, then I can take an air hammer and hammer on that pin, hopefully get something happening. So let's let me get this bolt out and this grease line off and this pin out. We'll hook the crane up to it, we'll see what happens, and go from there. I'll bring you back. Okay, I got this held by the crane here, and the cylinder did not come apart, which is nice. I didn't strap it, I forgot to. But let's get down in there and try and hammer that bushing in, see what happens. So this is where I'm at here on this. It escalated quickly, let's just put it that way. I got that end held up by the crane. I tried doing it from the bottom like I was thinking, and I was hoping I could knock that bolt that was broke off in there out, which I think I did. And now my air hammer's stuck in there and the pin won't turn. So hopefully I can reach in from the top and do something. I'm either gonna hammer on it with the other air hammer I got, or I'm gonna put a porta power or something and go from the wall there over, try and smash that down. Let's wail on it quick and see what happens. This might be loud, so. Okay, after much wailing and gnashing of teeth, I got that pin back in the center cylinder here. There's a lot of pressure on it, I don't know why. I tried moving the cylinder up and down, take the pressure off, couldn't get it, no matter what I tried. There's a broke off punch in there trying to line the hole up. Can't get it out, can't turn the pin. There's no room to swing a hammer. It is a pain in the butt. So I put this wire in there for now because the punch is pretty small, and I'm hoping working it a little bit will make it fall out. And the wire should keep it from falling out, and just keep an eye on it. And then hopefully it'll line up, because that pin has a pretty good groove in it. And it should settle back where it wanted to be, which should be where the bolt lines up, because that's where it's wore in from years and years of having a bolt in there. But anyways, the way I did it, until I get that finished up, the way that I did it was I put a block of wood down here on this brace here for the other cylinder, and I used shims and all kinds of stuff, and I put in the other pin for this cylinder, and I pushed this pin in from the frame here with a porta power, and I just used one of them little tiny, like 2-inch tall, 20-ton deals. And I mean, it only goes a 1/4 inch at a time. Slide another shim in, go a 1/4 inch, slide another shim in, and so on and so forth. And it was a fight. I'm talking a fight. Put that pin's in, and I'm gonna work it back and forth and keep an eye on it until I can hopefully get a bolt in there, even a smaller one. So now the goal is hook the crane back up to that cylinder, which is chained to the frame on the other side. We'll get that swung back down. Get that swung back down. Get the pin in down there. Get the hose hooked up. Get everything squared away. Get this deal here that I'm sitting on, which if I can show you that. Oh, without falling over. That brace. Get that back up here. Get the pin in. Hook it all up. And then it should be done, other than that bolt, which, like I said, I'm going to run it and watch it, and hopefully I can smack that sucker back in there. So I'll hook the crane back up here. Still got my straps on that cylinder, and we'll swing it back over, and hopefully it won't go crashing and boom. So let's see what happens. As I always say, come with me, and I'll show you the world of ocean violations. Yeah. Hold the sketch. Okay, I lowered that down with the crane. Put the cylinder down the bottom. I got the bottom pin started here. It just goes in here, and there's a bolt goes through it. Take a pry bar, wiggle it. We'll get the hose hooked up. Line that up. And then once that's done, that cylinder, there's nothing in it, so it opens and closes no problem. So I'm going to set it down, rehook that about there instead of there, pick it back up. I'll swing that bar up in the air, up into there, put that pin in, bolt it all down, hook the grease lines up, put the bolts in, and she will finally be back together. So let me tell you, it's been a struggle. You want to work on this big heavy equipment, be prepared to work. I wish I had a bigger crane, to be honest. This one's only 5,000 pounds, so decent enough, but not big enough. 10,000 would be nice. Anyways, I'll get that pin put in, bolted down, and I'll get that all put together, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So